Hi everyone, I just wanted to do a quick video to run through what I think are the best settings for new players coming to Project Zomboid in build 42, or hopefully at any point in the future. What we're going to do first is we're going to go to options. We are going to go into our user interface, go ahead and select melee target outline. Make sure to click apply. That's going to ensure that a red targeting outline is around zombies if they're within melee range. That way you can see whether you're going to hit them or not. Scrolling down, we're going to get to clock. Make sure that these settings here make sense for whichever region or country you're playing from. Celsius and Fahrenheit, especially for temperature and time. This is very important for your gameplay. Click apply on that one. Heading next, you're going to click into solo. Solo is going to be where you first start your new game. It's going to give you a couple of play styles, a couple of challenges, and some modding information. For now, don't worry about mods, don't worry about challenges. There's plenty of time to get to them in the future. Playstyles are basically presets of various difficulties that you can select and play as: Apocalypse, Survivor, Builder, and this one here, Custom Sandbox. What we're interested in is Custom Sandbox. We can use Custom Sandbox to edit any of these three settings. If you were an absolute new player and you've never really played much in ways of PC gaming as well, you're not too familiar with the keyboard, I would say give Builder a try to start. Otherwise, let's go ahead and create Sandbox, and don't be put off by this cutesy art and the name Sandbox. You can create a world that is 20 times more punishing than Apocalypse can be. So go ahead and click Sandbox and then click Next. We're going to get a map screen. To start, why not have a look around the map? Explore the world, read a little bit about it, have a look at the key, understand how the map is laid out, north orientated. And we've got a couple of cities we can see, right? Have a wee read of these advertisements as well. It's pretty cool. On the top left, it's going to give us a couple of different things. So first of all, we can name our save anything we want, right? It's going to give us, for now at least, 5 cities that we can choose to spawn in: Muldra, Echo Creek, Riverside, Rosewood, or West Point. As you click on them, it's going to give you a short blurb about them. If you're a new player, I would still recommend choosing Rosewood. Rosewood is a tried and true classic. A lot of people that have been playing Project Zomboid over the years, and this is the go-to starter town. It's pretty small, it's got some interesting building, and it's quite dense. We have a new, smaller city or village in this game, but I think Echo Creek is a little bit too dispersed and agriculturally focused to be that helpful for new players. It's up to you though, you'll have plenty of opportunities to try, but I definitely pick between these two guys. And I would say maybe in your first couple of weeks playing as a new player, this sort of triangular area between Echo Creek, Rosewood, and Phallus Lake is probably going to be pretty important to you. Saying that, if you want to do something a little bit bigger, I might stay away from Muldra or West Point for now, especially West Point. They tend to be a lot more populated, so I would stick with Riverside if you're wanting something a little bit more challenging. Down the bottom left, we've got a seed generation. Don't worry too much about that. It doesn't really impact anything too much. Also can't have any spaces. It has to have an underscore or a dash or something like that, or you can just write your name. So, click on the one we want, random seed, and we're going to click Next. First, we're going to go down to Survivor. We're going to work from this one and build on from that, because I find Survivor preset is a good base to work from. We are going to pretty much stick with everything here. I would recommend not changing these at all. If you change the month of start, you can find yourself in some more adverse weather conditions that are going to give you some pretty punishing status effects. So I would leave it at July for now. Going into the zombie tab, looking at zombie count, I would leave it on normal. Low seems a little bit too underpopulated. Urban focused makes the most sense. It's where there'd be the most zombies. So for me, I like to leave it like that. Zombie respawn, I like to turn this off. Even on higher difficulties, I like the sense of achievement in clearing out an area, especially if you're trying to provide some security around your base. As an example, it can be quite disheartening as a new player to step back outside or leave the area and return and find that your once cleared area is now totally inundated with zombies. We will leave zombie migration on though, and that's just going to allow some zombies to move around from natural sound events. So in zombie, we are going to get a couple of options for speed. We've got random, shamblers, fast shamblers, and sprinters. Shamblers are very slow moving, pretty easy to deal with. They do lock on when they get close enough to you though, and they will speed up a little bit right in your proximity. Fast shamblers, these are this sort of the standard speed of zombies, and you've also got sprinters. I would stay away from sprinters for now. I would also stay away from random. I would kind of choose between shamblers and fast shamblers, but I'd say definitely shamblers for now. Random sprinter amount, unless you have random selected, this is not applicable. In terms of strength, I would leave it at weak. It's only really going to impact how quickly the zombies are able to destroy barricades, doors, windows, things like that. Toughness, you can leave this on normal or random, either one. Transmission. Transmission affects the way that you can become zombified. In transmission, you have a couple of options. We've got blood and saliva, saliva only, everyone's affected, and none. None turns off transmission altogether. Everyone's affected means that everyone already has the Nox virus inside of them, so if you die by any causes, if you're killed by, say, player gunshots, or you fall to your death, or you're in a car crash, your player corpse will reanimate. Blood and saliva mean that this is transmissible by scratches, laceration, and bites. Now, scratches have a 7% chance of transmitting the virus, lacerations a 25% chance, and bites are always a 100% chance. That's the same with saliva only. The bites have a 100% chance at transmission. It does mean that you cannot transmit via scratches or lacerations. So I feel like saliva only can be a good entry point to the game. So all you have to worry about is if you get bitten, it's over, but you're not going to worry about getting super unlucky with a little scratch. Infection mortality, I would turn this down. 2 or 3 days can be a bit of a punishing way to lose your character. You can speed it up to 0 to 12 hours. And this, basically just is the amount of time that the infection takes effect. Cognition, leave this at basic navigation. You don't want them to have improved navigation, and you don't want them to have navigation and the ability to use doors. Crawl under vehicle, often, that's totally fine. Memory is normal. Sight normal, hearing normal. You want to kind of get used to this base level of zombie, I guess, cognition. You don't want to have to start dealing with, pinpoint hearing on zombies, but them also be sort of blind. These can be more interesting for sort of specialized challenges and things like that. Definitely have the new stealth system enabled. I would leave environmental attacks disabled. Yes, let zombies damage your construction. I like to enable zombie house alarms, but it's totally up to you. It does sort of make things in the first couple of days a little bit more crazy. So maybe for now I would leave that disabled. Drag down, crawlers drag down. These can be a little bit more punishing, so if you're a new player, leave them for now. Zombie lunge. This is this sort of action where as a zombie falls over a short fence, it can then crawl rapidly towards you and take a swipe at your feet, knocking you over. I think it's a part of the game that you should learn to get used to. So you just got to be super careful about them as they come pouring through. Advanced zombie settings in population multiplier. We're going to want to leave this at normal. I think that the normal level of zombies is a good thing to learn how to play with. We're going to adjust the start multiplier. So at the beginning of the game, there's going to be a lot less zombies for you to deal with as you start to sort of gear up and find better loot to deal with these zombies and maybe find a better starter base location. Population peak multiplier is high. It's totally fine. Population peak day, 28 days later, reference. Respawn hours are irrelevant because we like to play with respawn off. Redistribution hours, group size. If you find that you're dealing with more zombies than you can at any given point, I would reduce a couple of these values. So I would reduce the rally group size, and I would increase the rally group separation. In terms of loot, pretty much everything here is fine for newer players. Increase your water and electricity shutoff. In character, I would definitely go down and make sure you tick starter kit. It's going to give you a couple of things, packet of chips, a water bottle, a backpack, a baseball bat, and a hammer. These are useful items and will give you a good head start in this game. In this option, we want to make sure that weapon multi-hit is enabled as well. A lot of players do play with this on. For some weapons, it makes sense. You think like a katana or a baseball bat, maybe you should be able to hit more than once in a swing. In the vehicles tab, I would make sure that the chance to have gas remains low, but the initial gas is increased to about normal. The general condition of vehicles, I think, should be normal as well. I wouldn't worry too much about what's in the loot and livestock tabs, at least for now, just to leave these as they are. Being a little bit of a waffle, covering a few different points here, but I hope that kind of helps some new players just do some slight tweaks to the gameplay. I find that somewhere between Builder and Survivor seems to be a good level for a new player, so I hope you guys found this interesting, that you learned something new, and that you can use a couple of these tips in your gameplay. See you next time.